Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today I've got a Mega Beedrill team. I don't really know how people name teams in this game, or what the standard is, but I'm just going to keep calling it after the Mega I use and just see how that goes. But yeah, it's based on Mega Beedrill, and just it's kind of like a half-hearted like Volt Turn team. I really don't, from what I've heard, Volt Turn is kind of really obnoxious and like I don't know, like it doesn't have good rep and it's kind of like a try hard strategy, like, oh, always hit, U-turn volt switch and you win the game. But I kind of wanted to do a little bit of it. It's really like, okay, the stupidest thing is that this is really based off, oh, I'm going to use Beedrill as my Mega and he's really fast and I can do like a really quick, turn one U-turn, and then I can go into Zot 2, and if they try to use Stealth Rock or any other status move, boom bam, I magic bounce it back to them. That's honestly the thing that this team tries to do. Just tries to be sneaky with Zatu being able to magic bounce, and then after that is able to just set up reflects and light screens, which just mean you're more defensive for it. So, but real quick, we'll just go through all the Pokemon, and then we'll get to the actual match. So, Beedrill, really standard, just jolly, max speed. Max, or just 252 speed, 252 attack, and then poison jab, U-turn, drill, run, and pursuit. Really, really standard set. I don't think there's much deviation for him. And then Beedrill, Zatu, as I was saying, I made him max defense. You can make him max special defense if you want. It doesn't, like, it's just whatever you prefer and what you're honestly more scared of. So either would work. Magic bounce is the thing you really want to do, and then light screen reflect with light clay, and then U-turn and roost. U-turn is fantastic on this just because you want to be since Zatu is usually slower than your opponent, they're either going to attack or they're going to switch, and then you use U-turn, and then you're able to just go into. But if they attack, usually Zatu can, if Zatu can live the attack, which should be pretty easy if you're using reflect and light screen, all that kind of stuff, then you're able to just go into something and really just get a free switch too, and then have a bunch of things set up really great. And if it works, it feels really great. Zatu might be a little bit too frail for it to work consistently, but whatever. Next we've got Celebi, pretty similar to my last build, but I actually have a Celebi with Nasty Plot now, so that's really cool, and I really appreciate. I think his name's Justin. I always say think because his gamer tag is Just Us. Whatever you want to be called, Just Us. Thank you so much for the Celebi. I really appreciate it. And just having Nasty Plot and going out from there. But pretty much the same IVs after that with max speed and then and special attack too. Nasty Plot can do just a lot and thread and some sweeps to Celebi just because a good coverage and bulky, especially if you have screen and reflect up, then Celebi can take one or two hits and then just keep going and can sweep a team. And then also Psychic Z as your held item. Next up we've got Empoleon. Pretty like just kind of like a way to transition in between Pokemon. He's pretty defensive and just be able to set up stuff as well. He's got Stealth Rock, Roar, Scald, and Toxic. Roar is fantastic for being able to, if they try to set up with the Pokemon, you can just go into Empoleon and just roar it back out. If you're using U-turn, then they predict it and then go for like a Dragon Dance or something. Just fantastic there. I have him as more special defensive capable, and that's just kind of to reflect. That's pretty much why Zatu is defensive heavy, just because Empoleon's special defensive heavy, and that's just pretty much goes with his bulk. But I feel like you can, if you want to switch it up or do whatever you want, you can with the defensive. These are more lax than what you want to do, but I just felt like that's what Empoleon needed. And yeah, that's that. And then we've got Caesar. The one that I have right now is max speed and max attack and adamant. I think it should be max HP and max attack, to be honest, but so this is what I think I should run. I just don't have this on the Pokemon I ran in the video today, but really just trying to be more bulky and being able to do some really powerful bullet punches, and priority bullet punches, or like just U-turn, pursuit, super power, just fantastic moves, and unchoice band with technician, just a lot of damage you can do in all that. So Caesar's pretty forward, and then we also have Zeraora. And we've got Zeraora can just do a lot of damage, honestly. And so I decided to make him adamant and max attack instead of max speed, just because I felt like his speed was fast enough to do anything that he needed to do anyways. So that's pretty, and that's pretty. It's been working out for me. I know a lot of people like running Jolly, but I really wanted to get the KOs with him, so max attack. And if I set up screens, he's not like super defensive heavy, but he's enough to like maybe survive attack one or two attacks as long as it's not like an earthquake. But and so I'm running a fake out, close combat, plasma fist, and knockoff. And also for Beedrill and Caesar, if it's really up to you if you like pursuit or knockoff more or on either of those. I just pursuit on both of these, but if you like knockoff more, go for it. But Ziora really likes, knockoff's fantastic. Really helps his ability to just break walls and that kind of stuff, and just fantastic. So that's the team, and let's go into the battle. So my opponent for this match is James. He has a Crocodile, Empoleon, Sylveon, Infernape, Amoonguss, and Aerodactyl. So I'm a little bit afraid to lead with Beedrill in this. Normally I'd want to start with him so I can Mega Evolve and just U-turn out, but that gets countered by a Scarf Crocodile or just Mega Aerodactyl being faster. So instead I decide that Empoleon might be the best choice to counter both those options, because I feel like either one of those are going to be the lead, and yeah, let's get into the battle. So James does lead out with a Crocodile, while I send out my Empoleon. So I felt like, that was a good thing I didn't lead with Beedrill. It is also an Intimidate Crocodile, so it doesn't have Moxie. I predict him to go for Earthquake, so I switch out into Xatu, hoping that, it misses, and then I can start setting up my screens. However, I'm not sure if he predicted it or not, but he does just go for Knockout. That doesn't quite KO Xatu, but it might as well. I don't want anything else to get knocked off, so I just keep Xatu in and just feed it off. So that was kind of unfortunate that immediately I had to go -1. But I then go out with Zeora. I believe that I could be faster, but he just withdraws for he's got so many names for his Amoonguss, and I believe I go for close combat here. There you go. It doesn't do too much. I'm going to switch out. I'm afraid that he's going to try to use Spore for his Amoonguss here, so I think that going into Celebi would be able to be the best kind of thing. And also, I think I can set up against this Amoonguss. I don't think he'd really do anything to me, so he goes for a Hidden Power, which does a fair amount. It must be like Fire or something like that. It's not Bug, because I think Bug would have done a lot more. But he goes for the Withdraw, while I go for the Nasty Plot here. And he sends out his own Empoleon. The shiny version. Oh man, that could be me. And I go for the Giga Drain, which does quite a bit, actually. I didn't go for Nasty Plot. I'm wrong. I go for Nasty Plot on this one. But I also see that his Empoleon is leftovers. So he goes back into his Amoonguss for some reason. I'm not sure why that play happened, but I go for Nasty Plot just because I know I just honestly want to set up, and I don't think that Empoleon can really do much to me. So I guess that makes sense why he swapped, but I just go for Psychic here and just one hit KO his Amoonguss. So that feels pretty good. And I still have a Nasty Plot Celebi going on. So he sends back out his Crocodile. And uses it once again Intimidate, but it doesn't really matter. And he goes, I believe, for the Knockoff again. Yeah, he goes for Knockoff, which does quite a bit, but doesn't do enough. And I also holding a Z Crystal with this, as you guys know, so he doesn't get the boosted power from Knockoff. So that's actually a really good thing to know for future too. That I could probably Celebi can live a knockoff from Crocodile, so I get a lot of my HP back. And I just decide that I can stay. I should stay in. I don't know if that was the right move, but it's good to I felt like he could only use like a Fire Blast or something like that, and I wanted to. I don't know. I was ballsy. I decided I could try to live it, but he just goes for his Infernal Overdrive. I have no doubt this is going to kill Celebi, but I just didn't have a Pokemon that I felt could have swapped in. Made it for free, so I just go for my Empoleon here, hoping that I can set up with Stealth Rock here, but he just goes for close combat. I was pretty confident I could have lived this, but I did not, especially since I'm a mixed set. So there goes Napoleon. Just kind of sacrificed him, unfortunately. But next I go into my Beedrill, and I need to Mega Evolve this guy, and he goes for the withdraw, and he sends out his own Empoleon. And so there's that. I think this is also a bad prediction here. So I go for Poison Jab because pretty much I have two moves. I can either go for Poison Jab or I can go for Drill Run, and I was afraid he's going to switch into Mega Aerodactyl, so I decided to go for Poison Jab instead. So that was a bad call for me because, Empoleon isn't affected by it, but I do go for Drill Run now. Does quite a bit. I can 2-hit KO it, and he goes for the Scald. And unfortunately here, he does get the burn, and I think this really does a lot for this game, unfortunately. I think this was really the turning point of, if I didn't get burned, I think this game could have ended very differently. No spoilers, but I use Drill Run again, and I don't think it KOs. Yeah, he's at like 1 HP, which really sucks. I was hoping I was able to kill him, but nope. He's able to use another Scald and get Beedrill for it. And so now I just have to kind of whittle at him once. I send out my Caesar. And I think I just go for the U-turn here, just thinking it could do enough. Yeah, so I go for U-turn. Yeah, that does enough to him. Barely. If this didn't KO him, I'd be so mad. But I switch back in to my Zeraora. And he goes in for his Aerodactyl. Yes, I'm too nervous to eat my berries. So after that, he's going to Mega Evolve his Aerodactyl. And I believe I just go for Fake Out just to do some chip damage on him. Mega Aerodactyl doesn't have a lot of defense, so I don't have to do too much damage to him. But there's that. Now he can't move. And then I go right back into Caesar. I think there's a really good chance that Caesar can sweep with Bullet Punch, just because both his Aerodactyl and his Sylveon are both weak to it. So he goes for the Earthquake, which does a little bit less than half, which is fantastic. So I go for Bullet Punch here. Able to one-hit KO, or KO the Aerodactyl here. He goes back into his Infernape. I don't really feel like I can afford to switch into Zeraora, so I just go for Bullet Punch, trying to do some damage. I could be wrong there, but Zeraora doesn't have too much defense, and I mean, if I get one hit KO'd by Infernape, I lose. But luckily that does a critical hit. I don't know how much it matters. But he does go for Fire Blast and does hit, so there goes Caesar. I just have Zeraora left. And I think I can actually KO him with a Fake Out. I don't remember what I do right now, but yeah, I go for the Fake Out. And yeah, I do KO him, so there's that. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than him anyway, so it's not like a huge deal, but just want to maximize my damage. He has his Sylveon here, and so I go for Plasma Fist, and it actually does quite. I was worried about how much it was going to do, but it does just a little bit over half, which is pretty good. He goes for Hyper Voice, and I actually survive at like 14. I think this is within range of Life Orb to kill me, so that sucks. So I pretty much have to go for the draw right now. So he goes for Protect, which also sucks for me. He goes for another Plasma Fist, so he gets another leftover recovery there. And I just, honestly, I just go for Plasma Fist again and see how much it does. So I do that, go for Plasma Fist. And I don't do it. And there's that. So actually a really close game. I honestly think this could have gone either way. I kind of spoiled it, but I feel like the burn on Beedrill really sucked, especially since I didn't. If I could have gone like the KO on the Empoleon, I think that would have made a big difference too. But him living for like one or 2 HP really kind of sucked for me. But other than that, I think it was a really close game, and I still really like this team, and I'll probably have another battle or two with it. But let me know what you guys think about it. Shout outs to James for the battle, really close, and I'll catch you all next time.